3 years ago this coming August, the automotive industry was shaken to the ground by the Dieselgate debacle, in which it was discovered that Volkswagen and its sister companies Audi and Porsche had designed, built and sold diesel-engined cars with software cheat devices designed to circumvent emissions regulations. The software itself was rather sophisticated. When it detected that the steering wheel wasn't being moved, it concluded that the car was on a dynamometer or rolling road, and thus put the engine into a low-emission mode where the particulate and NOx emissions were within acceptable limits. When the car was running and the steering wheel was moving, the car determined that it was being driven normally and then emitted more than legal limits for NOx and other particulates in order to maximise power and efficiency. These were engines which not only failed to meet Volkswagen's marketing slogans of being clean diesels, but which were programmed specifically to ignore all environmental regulations. After first denying it, Volkswagen admitted to the misdeeds and several executives were fined and convicted of their crimes. Since then, other automakers have been caught doing similar things, proving that this isn't just a Volkswagen issue. But ever since the Dieselgate scandal, Volkswagen has apparently tried to turn over a new leaf, showcasing a slew of new concept electric cars and proudly proclaiming that it would be a world leader in EVs in the not-too-distant future. Admittedly, some of that promotion of electric vehicles comes at the hands of various courts around the world. In the US, for example, Volkswagen agreed as part of its guilty plea bargaining to fund Electrify America, a new nationwide program designed to encourage the adoption of electric vehicles and to fund a nationwide standard-agnostic electric car charging network. Yet, Volkswagen sales of plug-in vehicles has remained anything but impressive. The Volkswagen e-Golf, for example, has continued to be something of a rare sight in many parts of the US and Europe. And while Volkswagen is promising a new longer-range variant will be coming in the next year or so, there's been very little from the company actually making it to dealer lots. So what about the new modular electric vehicle toolkit that Volkswagen has been investing heavily in designing? It's a real thing, and we've seen lots of examples powering a number of ID-badged concept cars over the past few years, vehicles which Volkswagen will begin to bring to market next year. But while Volkswagen does seem to be following through on its plans to start production of a new range of electric vehicles, for example, it recently announced that it would start producing 1,500 electric cars per day at Zwickau factory in Saxony, Germany, it still hasn't given up yet on diesel engines. You see, at this week's Geneva Motor Show, where Volkswagen unveiled a brand new concept electric sedan called the ID Vizzion, Volkswagen CEO Matthais Muller told journalists at a briefing that he foresaw a renaissance for the diesel engine. Yep, at the same time that Volkswagen is promoting the impending start of production for its first long-range mass-produced electric car, the Volkswagen ID, and showcasing the ID Vision as a vehicle which it hopes to bring to market by 2022, complete with a range of 400 miles per charge, it's also clinging to the hope that diesel engines will make a comeback. Diesel will see a renaissance in the not-too-distant future because people who drove diesels will realise that it was a very comfortable drive concept, Muller told Bloomberg, adding that once the knowledge that diesels are eco-friendly firms up in people's minds, then for me there's no reason not to buy one. I just can't. Volkswagen, you were given a way out of this and now you want to go back to the thing that got you in trouble in the first place? Even the most conservative wheel-to-well analysis I've seen still shows electric cars win over diesel, hydrogen and gasoline powertrains when it comes to overall emissions and efficiency. And while there are some older outlying studies that claim that in India and China, diesel engines can be better for the environment than electric cars charged from coal-fired electricity, the explosion in renewable energy in both nations has dramatically changed those studies today. Even if you take into account the mining of the materials used in the construction of battery packs, EVs win out. And yes, while I'm making sweeping generalizations for the sake of brevity, it's inconceivable that Volkswagen is waiting for diesel's glory days to return. Which leads me to the question of today's video. Is Volkswagen serious about electric cars? And can it be trusted to follow through? The skeptic in me says no, and that really upsets me because Volkswagen has been making electric cars in small volumes for more than 40 years, and its electric vehicles thus far, while limited in range, have been rather well made and rather good. I used to own a 1985 electric Volkswagen built as an EV by the company, and every time I've got into a Volkswagen EV, I've been impressed by the build quality, features, and driving experience. I believe that everyone needs a second chance, and I believe that every automaker, and I do mean every automaker, has practices that are less than perfect. I also think that healthy competition from a variety of different automakers makes the marketplace better for consumers. But right now, sorry Volkswagen, less talk, more do, and less of the diesel do. That's it. As always, hit the notification bell to hear the moment a new show is uploaded. And if you want to help me make more of these videos, consider donating through Patreon or by using the Bitcoin link below. And thanks for watching, and until next time, keep evolving.